Hi everyone, it's Riggs back with another video. Today we're going to try something a little different. We're going to do the first of what I hope will be a regular mail call. I will be reviewing the comments to the various videos that we post over here, and I'll pick a few and we'll read and discuss them hopefully each week. I was actually surprised with the channel being so new that we actually did get some comments and subscribers. So if you want to help us grow, please subscribe to the channel, smash the bell for notifications, hit the like button on these videos. We'll get some more eyeballs on it, and hopefully we'll be able to continue to grow this channel and do bigger things in the future. The videos are pretty simple right now. I'm kind of learning how all the various tools work, and I'm hoping to do some longer stuff, some more elaborate stuff. We've got live streams that we're trying to do every week. To touch on some more serious topics in addition to kind of the pop culture stuff that I've been focusing on lately. But stick with us, and we'll see we'll see how things go. So the first comment that we'll read was from the title, the Indiana Jones 5 trailer title reveal video. This is coming from Colin C. I agree with your take on this teaser. I'm a lifelong Indiana Jones fan and was very disappointed with Crystal Skull. And since Disney's acquisition of Lucasfilm, the Star Wars franchise has become very jaded, and I'm becoming more and more doubtful of their treatment of this property. I'm keeping my fingers crossed and remaining cautiously optimistic. Me too, Colin. I really want to like the kind of stuff that they're putting out. I love Star Wars. I've loved Star Wars my whole life. I love Indiana Jones. I've loved Indiana Jones my whole life. I want great content from these wonderful properties to continue fleshing out these universes and timelines. We've seen some bad stuff, at least in my opinion, with Star Wars. I'm hoping we don't see some more bad stuff with Indiana Jones. The next comment was from the video on all the directors that have been fired from various Star Wars movies by Lucasfilm. Gardening in Life says, I wish they'd sell it to someone who knows what they're doing. Gardening, don't we all? I don't think that's very likely. They built a whole part of Disney World and Disneyland dedicated to Star Wars. It doesn't seem to me like it's possible that it'll be getting sold anytime soon. Maybe they'll crash it so hard that George Lucas can pick it up for a song, and then I don't see him making any more movies or anything. He's getting old too. But maybe he can, find somebody else to do it. I don't think it's very likely. Next comment was from the video we posted about Kathleen Kennedy knowing what was wrong with Indiana Jones 4, the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and how we could make sure Indiana Jones 5 was good. This comment was from Rec Thoughts. So I just randomly came across your channel, subbed. Let's see how far your channel grows, man. Hope so. I wanted to offer a thought about Kathleen Kennedy and what responsibility she bears for the fall of these franchises. I think what a lot of people overlook is when it's cited that she and her husband Frank Marshall have produced some of the greatest movies from our childhood. I am old. I'm old too, Rec, or at least getting there. I want to say I'm still young, but we're definitely moving on in life. There is one distinct difference in her position of producing them compared to now, and that is in the 80s, early 2000s, she had the fortune of being surrounded by the greatest storytellers and creatives of all time. How much input did she actually have? I think as a producer who needs to figure out how to get 1,000 snakes to Sri Lanka or whatever, she was on it and was the best at making things happen, and that's the key. Her strength is getting things done. What we've learned is that it seems she is awful when it comes to the creative side of things. Because she is not a creative, she was never a Star Wars fan to begin with, and she is no longer surrounded by the greats, as it were. One could argue that Jon Favreau is one of the great creatives of our time, and so she does find some now and again. But then I think another factor came in after she took over. She got real power, and her politics have motivated her decisions instead of good business. And we see her surrounding herself with people who support the narrative more than good storytelling. So I no longer have any confidence in the company. I was in the theater for every single indie movie to date. I even liked Crystal Skull. Not going to say it's as good as the others, but I did enjoy it. But I am going to skip this next one, and that sort of sucks. But anyway, you seem to present well here. Keep it up. Rec, thanks for subscribing. Thanks for the kind words. I'm a novice here, so it's nice to see people are kind of vibing with what we're trying to do. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Pretty much everything you said here. You see her name on the credits for all these great movies, and you just assume, that she was, part of the machine that made spit out all this wonderful content over the years from all these different directors, writers, other producers, studios, etc. But yeah, it sure seems like, she was maybe a logistics type producer, and not really good with the creative side of things. The track record is not great at all. I mean, we've seen some okay stuff from Disney Plus with the TV shows, but for the movies, the last 10 years, it's been a real drag. Hopefully they can turn it around. I don't have a lot of confidence either. But thanks again for subscribing and commenting, and stick with us, and let's see where it goes. Last comment that we'll read today is from the video with James Mangold going back at trolls online. This is from Smiley99. I personally believe the director of the movie over trolls and Doomcock, it is obvious Doomcock pretends to have sources, quote unquote, just to get subscriptions, and it's also obvious that if the movie doesn't end up being as he claimed the entire time, then he will simply take credit for it claiming him exposing it forced Disney to make changes, and saves his credibility in the process, which is of course nonsense. One other reason why I believe it's nonsense is it only makes sense that no matter what Disney ends up doing with the brand Indiana Jones, it's the brand name Indiana Jones that will have to be used for any future Indiana Jones movies, and since his goddaughter obviously isn't named Indiana Jones, then there's no way Disney would replace the brand Indiana Jones name in any future main storyline movies. It just seems more obvious to me that from a business perspective that Disney would keep that brand name in the titles of all future movies in the main storyline. That's one other reason why I don't believe Ford's being replaced by his goddaughter, because her name isn't Indiana Jones. Like maybe a spin-off series or spin-off movies featuring his goddaughter would be made, and this Indy 5 flick is a way of introducing that new character to the audience, and Ford may be replaced by a younger male actor to play Indiana Jones in a reboot, like who knows, but it just seems obvious Disney would want to keep using the Indiana Jones name in all the main storyline titles. They didn't spend millions for nothing just to throw that name into the trash to start using a new name for all future main storyline titles. That would be kind of like if a new owner took over Pepsi after paying billions for it and then changing the name all of a sudden to something else. I don't think anyone's saying they're going to change the name Indiana Jones. I think what they're getting at with these leaks, which again, it's probably made up, but it rings true in a certain way. The idea, and warning, real or fake spoilers. The idea is that Indiana Jones in the past gets blinked out of existence in whatever way the story decides to do it, and that Phoebe Waller-Bridge's character, who I think the name is Helena Brody, Indiana Jones's goddaughter, is what we're getting from all the news that's coming out, would, in order to not screw up with the timeline, she would go through and pick up the mantle and see all these tasks done that we saw Indiana Jones perform in the original movies and, presumably Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, thereby becoming Indiana Jones. As far as how that would work with him being a college professor and obviously knowing people and Marion and all these other things, I mean, that part, if it were real, I'd be curious to see how they pulled it off. But to take the title Indiana Jones and apply it to a new character, I don't think that's as far-fetched as you're kind of painting it out to be. So we have a new character with the nickname Indiana Jones moving forward, and you have new TV shows, and if those are successful, new movies and Lego Indiana Jones, with Phoebe Waller-Bridge's character, video games, and all that, marketing material and merchandise. So that's kind of where they're going with that. As far as Doomcock, I mean, he's an entertainer. He pushes a lot of theories that don't pan out. He's been right about some stuff. I think he was right about the time travel stuff. That's, I think, definitely going to be a big part of the movie. I don't really think that the de-aged Harrison Ford is exclusively the flashback that they're calling for it to be. I think there's going to be more to it than that. I have no sources, so that's just my feeling on what I'm seeing and all the information that I'm pulling in. But I thank you for watching the video and taking the time to comment, and I hope you'll be back and watch some of the other videos. I hope you weren't one of the people that downvoted the video. Anyway, that's it for now. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, smash the bell for notifications, and we'll be sure to get you notified when the next video comes out. Thanks for tuning in.